The problem with true crime: tragedy isn't entertainment.
I was walking along the lake one morning and I saw something floating on the surface.
Ah. Was it Wilson the volleyball?
True crime has become a favorite genre for many, but very few realize how it can impact real people's lives. It's important to be cautious regarding the media. Podcasts, documentaries, YouTube content, and more mediums have taken a liking to the true crime genre. The genre can span from solved to unsolved crimes, cases, and unexplained phenomena, as content creators, as well as listeners, viewers, and other consumers dig into the nitty-gritty, analyzing crimes, mainly murders, and giving their 2 cents. The fascination with true crime is unsurprising, given just about everything we know about human nature. But is it ethical? The answer is complicated and up for debate.
I saw a tiger, now I understand. I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw me.
Everyone thinks I did it. Everyone.
Dylan definitely did it.
Of course he did it.
There isn't one reason why so many people have gravitated towards true crime, but if I had to make one guess, I'd assume that many people's interest was sparked by fiction. Putting the true on hold, crime shows have been a popular genre for ages. For many young people who find themselves interested in the true crime genre, they may have been fans of Criminal Minds or another similar procedural. The storylines in these series are interesting, so people look for more. There's also the matter of natural human morbid curiosity. We can't keep our eyes off a car wreck as we drive by. We can't keep ourselves from reading gruesome accounts of crimes. They're fascinating stories of real events, real people, real tragedies. Humans are curious creatures, which translates to humans being nosy creatures. On paper, it makes perfect sense why we want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I dare you, I challenge you to try and find out who I am. I was like, oh, okay, this person wants to play a game of cat and mouse.
It's not easy butchering people.
The whole concept of true crime is very complicated. When people think of true crime media, the unfortunate truth is that the minds typically go straight to murder. Be it a serial killer, a crime of passion, or an elaborate cover-up, the stories that get the most attention usually involved lost lives. Some may disagree that true crime centers around death, and instead immerse themselves in political scandals, fraud cases, heists, or the ins and outs of trials. But the vast majority of media that brands itself as true crime shows the opposite. You can look at the Google results for true crime cases and see the proof. Serial killers, unidentified victims, and high-profile murders swarm the results. The kicker? These results are all lists of the most popular true crime cases. These semantics do not sit well with me. Should murder be popular? Famous? Where is all this media attention headed? The sad truth is that when people discover a new case and dive in headfirst, creating and consuming podcasts, YouTube videos, and other explorations into the case, the families of the victims are the ones dealing with the aftermath.
I came to report on a story about a young 34-year-old mom named Paige Bergfeld. She had simply vanished.
I vote to expel Dylan Maxwell for vandalizing the vehicles.
There's a classic saying that tragedy plus time equals comedy, but these types of tragedies are a whole different beast. A new story for a true crime podcast is a new personal tragedy for victims' loved ones. Creators may look at a devastating event as a chance for new content instead of seeing it for what it is. If a case is getting popular, that attention has to be funneled somewhere. Even if a case is solved and justice is served, these events aren't up for grabs for guilt-free media creation. There are real people behind these names. Now, when time has passed, a different conversation is to be had. Personally, I don't have many hang-ups with digging into cases such as Jack the Ripper, one of the most famous serial killers, coming from 19th century London. It's been hundreds of years, time has passed, and nobody involved is around to get swarmed with people experiencing their tragedy as entertainment.
That question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes.
Old, healed wounds are not the only ones that are easy to stomach. In many cases, crime hits the public eye long before true crime media can tackle it. One of the most obvious examples is when a US president is facing a trial. From Watergate to the Clinton impeachment to the ongoing Trump administration legal battles, any and all legal battles that presidents must fight are subject to the public eye. And I'm alright with that. As the president, you are welcoming a level of public input to each and every decision. You've sworn into office to be truthful and to uphold the duties of public office. If you violate this, the public should know. However, presidential trials are not the only ones getting media attention. The most recent trial to take the media by storm was the Depp Heard trial, regarding which, due to my own values, as well as Hollywood insiders, I will not give great detail. The difference here is that neither the defendant nor the plaintiff welcomed swaths of public eyes to their personal legal battles. They had no obligation to uphold public office, government standards, or any other moral or legal reason to welcome public opinion. It seemed that during the trial, the parties involved were dehumanized and used as entertainment, with viewers ignoring their own personal ramifications. Now, despite my hesitations, I know that true crime isn't going anywhere. It's immensely popular and remains on the up and up, especially for Gen Z. I'm not calling for the elimination of true crime from the public eye. That's an unreasonable request. I am, however, urging everyone to think a little bit more deeply about the media they consume. Even if you disagree with each and every one of my positions, all I ask is that you consider who is being impacted by your entertainment. And if you think things through and decide that you'd like to carry on as normal, be my guest. But let's not forget the reality of true crime, the true portion of the name.